Podcast night on Gargantua-1 is part of the Casual Cult Network. Make sure those airlock doors are secure. Yeah, we don't want to revisit movie night or anything like that. Have you ever done a live Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I've never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's good. It's campy as fuck. But the best way to view it is at a live show. And it is so good, and you would have so much fun.
I want to see Phantom of the Paradise live.
I've never seen that.
It is Phantom of the Opera mixed with Faust, mixed with Dorian Gray, mixed with rock opera.
Okay. Okay. The poster.
Yeah.
The poster has sold me.
It's one of the weirdest fucking movies I've ever seen.
I can guarantee I probably have seen weirder, but I'll look into this.
You will like it. You'll be like, this is great. This is a good use of my time.
The goddamn boys.
What?
The boys.
Like the show?
No. It's just Hank and Dean.
Yeah, those fucking boys.
They're just
so dead, actually. That's what they are.
Yep.
They're fucking dead. Okay. Look.
How does the show continue?
I had a feeling it was gonna do this at some point. Clones or whatever. Because right from the first episode, we don't have a mom. It's clear not a single fucking person's gonna sleep with Rusty. Much less wait around, give birth to 2 children for him. You know? So it's like, okay, these are clones of Rusty or something. That's gotta be it. Like, I'm actually, based on other things I've read, on the wiki, just like for doing my research, I'm like 99.9999% sure the boys are clones. I just don't know like the source or whatever, right?
You know what? Everything does eventually get explained. It just takes like 20 years to do so.
When does the cloning get explained? Like, do they not explain things in the next episode? Like, come on, man. Also, the audacity to not actually fucking go to Spider Skull Island. Like, how dare you call this episode Return to Spider Skull Island when we didn't even go there?
Welcome back to Podcast Night on Gargantua-1, and
Well, we're actually on Spider Skull Island right now, recording live from there. We went, though no one else did.
We went to Spider Skull Island. Nobody else returned with us. It was a long trip. I got distracted. I was looking for a dog. I was looking for Phantom Spaceman's dog.
Phantom Spaceman is a dog? Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Is the dog also a phantom? Or is it a real dog?
That's a real dog.
How does a phantom adopt a dog?
Well, he's got, like, the spacesuit on, so he controls, like, the spacesuit.
So he just... You're working at a pet shop, though. A guy in a spacesuit shows up and is like, hey, give me a dog. You're like, yeah, sure. Sure.
I don't know. I didn't ask him how he got the dog. He could have stolen it.
Oh my god, Phantom Spaceman's a dog thief?
Maybe.
You know what? That tracks. I'm pretty sure he's the one who's been stealing my pretzels.
He definitely does. Even if you label stuff and put it in the community fridge, it gets stolen.
Yeah, cause like, well, it sometimes even takes them from my room. I'll like have like a bag of pretzels in my room and I'll eat like half the bag, and then I'll like put a chip clip on it, and then I'll leave, and a few hours later I'll come back, and there's definitely less pretzels in there than when I left. So I think he's eaten. I think he.
It's either Phantom Spaceman or we have space rats. So
space rats would be worse. Space rats would be worse.
Yeah.
Speaking of rats, that's what I said when the boys died. Segue!
Today we're talking about Return to Spider Skull Island, the season finale of the first season.
It was certainly something. I mean, we got some solid reveal. First and foremost, the reveal as to what the hell Rusty's weird dreams have been.
The weird dreams he had in a couple episodes about something eating him.
That info was revealed to us. It turns out he had a twin brother that he absorbed in the womb.
Twins run in the family.
Are Hank and Dean twins?
Yeah, they're fraternal twins.
Okay, I can never tell if they're twins because one acts like they're much, much older. So I wasn't sure if that was just like twin shithousery or like actually like a year or two difference.
No, Dean is, I think, technically older.
Dean's the Dean?
Yeah.
No, Hank's older.
I don't remember.
Dean's clearly the bitch in the relationship.
That's different. That's a different dynamic.
I mean, he was also briefly the Monarch's bitch today.
That was...
Very briefly. Cannot believe that they got the I'm wondering if this Scared Straight program that he's doing is like does it reduce his sentence?
Usually participating in prison programs like that, like outreach kind of things, would reduce your sentence. I don't know if it works that way with OSI prisons, you know. But he's he's kind of nice to them a little bit too. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here! What are you guys doing here?"
He definitely has affection towards the boys. Yet again, another adult in their life who has more affection to them than their father.
I was gonna say Orpheus is like dad of the year, fucking following them around, making them pizza rolls and shit.
I mean, Brock's more choked up about their death than Jonas or Rusty. Sorry. So. I am gonna say I am fairly certain, both due to context clues and light reading, that cloning is involved to bring the boys back, because
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I know, because we don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but I'm saying this is what I believe from my perspective as the newbie viewer, that cloning is certainly involved.
This was this was written by both of them, and they did know how they didn't know if they were coming back for a second season, like in general, but they knew how the boys were going to come back. They had the idea, they just had to figure out how to do it.
What was the gap between season 1 and season 2?
2 years.
That fucking sucks. So we get to do it in 2 weeks, and they're like, and everyone, no, you know what? We're gonna make all you wait 2 years too.
We know now that it's because there was just the two writers. They were doing hand-drawn animation. They were doing their own storyboards. And a lot of it was waiting on Adult Swim to decide if it was worth coming back for.
Yeah.
But in that 2-year gap, there was a lot of fan speculation about how the boys were coming back, if the boys were coming back.
And didn't they incorporate a lot of that into the season 2 premiere, like as little winks and nudges? Unlike Sherlock, which took all the fan speculation and made fun of you for speculating.
Having thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haha, you losers, you're invested in our show. Nerds. That's why I don't like Sherlock, actually. Well, that and a lot of other reasons, but...
I liked the first season, but then it just kind of grew weary. Tired.
The Sherlock got way too into itself. If you know what I mean? Like, they were like, our Sherlock is so cool. He can't do anything wrong. Haha, Mind Palace. And I'm like, oh, you've lost me. You want to watch a good Sherlock Holmes show? Watch Elementary.
I heard that show's good.
It's excellent. I own the entire series on DVD, and we watched it, me and my wife, and it's really good. It allows Sherlock to be a real person and not a antisocial caricature, which is nice.
That's always good.
Because
he's just kind of skulky, you know?
Yeah, like in Sherlock, he feels like a caricature.
Yeah.
Whereas in Elementary, his problems with drugs are a big part of his character, and throughout the series, he grows to develop more meaningful friendships with people and relationships, and it's like, oh wow, we get to watch this character grow and change, whereas in Sherlock, it feels more like, Sherlock, you need to grow and change. No, I don't. I solved this mystery, so I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the episode ends and everyone's sad except Sherlock, who is smug because he's better than
everybody
everyone
else. Yeah.
Yeah. And here, that doesn't happen. There is no, like, crazy mind palace in Elementary. Every clue that Sherlock pulls out is believable. He also doesn't know everything. He has a network of contacts that he calls his irregulars, which is a reference to the Baker Street irregulars. And he's got one that's like specializes in hacking, and one that's, you know, has a lot of specialty in math. Because he's like, no, I'm aware that I can't be the smartest in everything and know everything. So I make it a point to know people who do.
That makes sense.
And also, bonus, the cops are competent and, like, good, and the show deals with, like, corrupt officers and why they suck and whatever, and makes a point of, like, highlighting what a good cop should be. It's a good show.
Join us next week on our podcast where we debate the better Sherlock series and the better Sherlock movies.
Oh, also Lucy Lou's in Elementary, so...
I did know that. That was really my biggest draw.
I figured it was. Now, what if I told you Val Kilmer played Sherlock?
Shit, you got me.
I would be lying to you, but what if I told you that?
I'd believe it.
No. Johnny Lee Miller plays him, which he was in Trainspotting.
God, Trainspotting.
Yeah. Movies about drugs.
Anyway, the Venture Brothers. Coffee members can listen to Podcast Night on Gargantua-1 early. Link available in the show notes or YouTube description.
My brain was about to jump straight to the intro question. Wow.
Hey, we don't have.
Who are we? You don't need to know that. All that matters is the story.
Yep.
If you're enjoying what our mystery show is doing, there are numerous ways to support the show on our Beacons page.
Show?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Yes.
Mystery TTRPG Theater 5000.
Catch the chaos live Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/The Forgotten Troop.
I'm making a return to streaming, so if you guys want to see some casual video gameplay, come on over. You can find my link in the links in the description. You know? You go to the link tree for us, and then there's my link tree, and then right there's my Twitch. I'm gonna play some Pokemon. You like Pokemon? I do. I'm just losing it. I thought you were losing it at like my like completely like unsell of myself.
Oh, both of those. Yeah, both of those. Do you like Pokemon? You should come hang out and watch me.
I'm a bad person.
So this episode was a little bit longer. Well, but it got cut down. And the only context we get to what was cut was the 911 call at the beginning. It was with the Phantom at the movie theater.
And I mean, like vaguely, like the outfits that they're wearing, and the fact that everyone in the ER is dressed.
We get to piece together they were at a Rocky Horror show,
and something went horribly wrong.
And Brock probably murdered a guy, which is right. Everybody is running away from him.
Yeah, Brock put fear into the hearts of many.
Well, that's kind of what he does. He puts fear into the hearts of many. He takes care of the boys.
As he should. As is his right. Okay, I'm pointing out. It is freaking hilarious that everyone takes care of these boys except their dad.
Rusty doesn't give a fuck.
Which, again, this is another, like... This is like another, like, point to me in favor of clones. Because if they're clones, that's why, of course, Rusty doesn't care. He doesn't see them as real people.
Do you think they're clones of Rusty that he changed, or did he have sons and clone them?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Because on one hand, he definitely seems like the type of dude to clone himself. Out of sheer arrogance, and then belittle the clones out of some psychosomatic need to assert dominance or whatever, right? But also that would be weird. And it would make sense if he had actual sons who died and then he kept cloning them ad nauseum every time they died. And he's just not getting attached to them anymore because he knows they're going to die eventually. But also, I can't believe anyone would ever procreate with Rusty. So.
He was popular. Like, he had his own show, the comic series.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was popular as a kid, but, like, as an adult who can bang, he's an insufferable dick.
I do like Brock fucking on the roof of his car screaming as it drives through the window. It's just a fucking action movie. The slow-mo.
It's great. The twin reveal, the fact that Rusty has a twin is good. I like that. Twin already seems better than him and will probably care more about the boys than he does. You know, joining the ranks of Brock and Dr. Orpheus and the Monarch and Dr. Ex-Girlfriend and just everyone who meets and takes pity on these children. But I like Jonas Jr. so far. Oh no. Grimmia's PC crashed. So I'm going to continue to filibuster until her PC gets back. So the thing with this episode is, what I was saying is I'm expecting Jonas Jr. to now join the ranks of people who care more about the boys than their own father.
Good thoughts.
And, what else? I think the reveal was done well. With just the sudden pregnancy-style tumor. And then, like, we cut up the tumor, but it, like, ran away? Question mark? And then sort of just wondering for, like, 10 minutes what the hell happened. And then it gets, like, weird. And then he shows up.
He's got a robot body.
Yeah.
One of the fan theories was that the boys would just be dead, and the show would now be about JJ and Rusty.
I'd hate that. I would stop watching.
I think it would be interesting to see, because, like, Rusty's so fucking cynical. I mean, you don't know anything about JJ, but he's super into the super science. He's, like, proud.
He seems a lot nicer than Rusty already.
Yeah. He's more like Jonas. He's ready to do the super science and help better the world, kind of thing. So he's already much better than Rusty. I think it would be interesting to see. What else do I have in my notes? Oh, yeah, the title was specifically chosen so there wouldn't be any spoilers. And there wasn't really a whole lot extra in the art book. Doc and Jackson talked about how they didn't know if they were getting a season 2 or not. So either they just killed their main characters and no one will ever see what happens, or they just killed their main characters and they have to figure out how to bring them back.
That makes sense.
It'd be hilarious. Like, You ever see this one Adult Swim show from 2004? We only got one season of it, but the main characters died at the end of the first season.
But then we wouldn't have a podcast. We'd have a very interesting trivia fact on another podcast.
That's true. Oh, Henchmen 21 and 24. They talk to the Monarch.
Yeah.
And he kind of tells them about Wonder Boys. You know, did you send Wonder Boy's remains? Because he was fucking around with Wonder Boy. That's what he was doing after Dr. Ex-Girlfriend broke up with him. He just got hammered and started fucking with Captain Sunshine and Wonder Boy.
Is this the Wonder Boy from the Tenacious D song?
I don't actually know, but I think there's a couple different possibilities. My first thought is Tenacious D. If you like what we're doing on the podcast, remember to like on YouTube or leave a comment, because it's free. Consider subscribing.
And it makes the algorithm go bird.
It appeases the algorithm, and we are but slaves to the algorithm.
Slaves to the algorithm. And Mecha Shiva.
Yes, we are slaves to Mecha Shiva.
Is the algorithm Mecha Shiva?
Mecha Shiva, Mecha Shiva. Mecha Shiva, Mecha Shiva. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, which I think like maybe 2 of you are, leave us a review. Or rate us. I think you can review on Apple Podcast, and you can rate on Spotify.
A lot of platforms you can like rate and or review, so do that. If you like hearing my voice, which I can't see why you would, but if you do, you can check me out, twitch.tv/colinvalentine.
Colin streams.
I do. I'm currently streaming Final Fantasy VII Remake. So if you think Tifa is hot, if you think Aerith is hot, you can come hang out and talk about how hot they are. It's pretty much all we do anyways.
That's true. That's literally... That's all Chad is doing, is rating the women of Final Fantasy VII.
Well, I play through the game and eat McDonald's. It's awesome. It's a good time.
I didn't know that Smarties in Canada are different than Smarties in America.
Oh, yeah. So what you guys call Smarties, the little, like, chalky candies, we call them Rockets.
Yeah, okay. Well...
And our Smarties are M&Ms with a different flavored candy coating.
Yeah, they're just, like, bigger M&Ms.
Yeah, they're bigger with a worse coating. They're worse M&Ms.
I was just... so confused why you would get a fucking Smartie McFlurry.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I got that feedback from other
Americans.
Yeah. Would you guys like to know a fun fact about a comic book?
That's all the show is fun facts and tangents. So.
It is. So the movie we watched in my Discord server a while ago, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, is based upon a comic book by Alan Moore. Yes. And I believe we discussed this in a previous tangent.
Yes,
what I did not get into is who the final villain of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is.
Sean Connery's retirement from acting.
No, that's the movie. I mean of the comic.
Oh.
So the comic starts out in Victorian times, but then Alan Quartermain and Mina Harker become immortal and survive until the late 2010s. And so finally, they're like, it's time for the final villain, the end, the Antichrist. But as this is about taking fictional characters and putting them in the same world, the Antichrist is Harry Potter.
It's been a long time since I read League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
But this is how it ends, is Antichrist Harry Potter, who went insane and murdered everyone at Hogwarts when he realized it was all a lie. That
honestly, I could see it.
It was all a setup to turn him into the Antichrist, and it's never said. You can't say he's Harry Potter because he's not public domain. But he has the scar, and he has the green eyes, and the place where he committed all his murders is a magical castle in Northern Ireland, or Scotland. And it's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that's
And that's how League of Extraordinary Gentlemen ends.
Yeah.
We have 2 episodes to round out season 1 with. The Christmas special, which takes, it's not, if it's canon, it's not canon, but I don't think any of the no, some of the specials are canon. The Christmas special is not, I don't think. But also, what does canon even mean in this show? Nobody knows. And then we have our series wrap-up where we're going to rate all of the episodes.
Season wrap-up.
Season wrap-up, not series wrap-up. Oh, that's a different thing.
And that will also conclude season 1 of our podcast.
That will. And the YouTube version of the show will actually have the video, so you can see where we're ranking things.
Are we going to have face cams on for that?
Oh god, no. I'm not going to do that. I record this after work. I'm covered in grease. No.
I thought that was just your makeup, but alright. No, I'm kidding. That came out of nowhere.
I don't wear grease paint. I have really expensive makeup if I want to wear it.
I wear the grease paint, but only when my online takes are bad. Because I'm a clown, get it? No, I don't know what I'm doing here. This is bad. Buy my book, everyone.
I went on a tangent about video podcasts and how I think they're the stupidest fucking thing. Just make a video, don't call it a video podcast.
Yeah, a video podcast isn't a podcast.
And here I am, doing a video podcast. It's only for a special. It's only for 7 episodes, because the season wrap-up will always have a tier list.
I don't consider it to be a video podcast, though. This is a podcast that has bonus video content.
Basically, yeah.
Right? Because we're not doing it. We're going to sit here with our mics in front of our faces in big leather chairs and talk about manliness.
Yeah, we're not relying on visual gags either.
And trad wives or something. We're not doing that.
Yeah, the video portion will just be a screen recording of the tier list. That way you can see it.
Now, if you want to see us sit in big leather chairs and talk about trad wives, you can support Grimmia on Ko-Fi.
Buy me a big leather chair. Subscribe to my Ko-Fi. It gives you early access to this and whatever content I feel like putting on the internet.
And if you do give us collectively enough money, I might drag my big leather chair from the living room in here and convince me we should do a couple episodes where we're sitting at our desks in big leather chairs.
Technically, my desk chair is leather. Well, it's fake leather, but it's technically...
No, but it's gotta be like the big, like, armchairs that... So you just look like a dude, bro. Because you gotta, like, be able to, like, man spread in it.
I don't have one of those.
Well, you talk about how the wage gap is a mess.
The problem I have with leather is I stick to leather in the summer.
That's fair. We'll do this in the winter.
We don't have central air. That's a different podcast. We are starting another podcast.
Yeah, it's called the Dude Bro Podcast Hour.
You know what? I bet that's a thing that already exists.
There's like a Dude Bro podcast, but that's it. Not hour. So yeah, Podcast Hour is still available.
The Dude Bro Podcast
if we wanted
Hour.
It.
We could just call it Podcast Hour and then just change the front half of it.
But like, yeah, then like have a gag podcast where it's like every episode we just go on a total tangent. We'll have a hat with topics in it.
The Tangent Podcast Hour.
Yeah, it'll be great. But no, this is a good episode, a good round off to the season. I am genuinely excited to see what happens next.
It's good. I like Trial of the Monarch more, but this gives us a more final ending feeling.
Yes.
I guess, well, more with the boys, because like nothing really happens to them in Trial of the Monarch. It's a lot of story. But yeah, and the boys weren't really involved. They're just goofing around, you know? And in this one, they're just goofing around again. They think their dad's gonna have a baby, so they run away because they don't want to be replaced by a new...
they're so stupid. They operate on like
naive
the dumbest kids logic ever.
Who wants pizza rolls is another commonly quoted thing in this house. We don't eat pizza rolls a lot. Or ever, really.
Now I'm craving pizza rolls.
Mecha Shiva, Who Wants Pizza Rolls, and a couple other lines that I will point out.
You know who wants pizza rolls? Mecha Shiva. And I actually have to get those out of the oven and give them to her. I'll be right back. I won't be right back. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
We'll see you in 2 weeks for a Christmas in May. I don't know how time works, but we'll see you for Christmas. We're coming over for Christmas, and I hope you're making ham, because that's what I eat for Christmas.
I'm making pizza rolls.
I'm not going to Colin's for Christmas.
Fuck.